I fell.
Callous hands, straight line, sun comes up, we go. Seed by seed, mile by mile, that old ground starts to show. Nightly family farms, nightly family farms. Corn in the tall green, beans in the long rows. Nightly family farms, nightly family farms. Work that keeps on giving from the first light to the close.
Today is June 14th of 26. And we've been working on the combine. We're working on putting new Rasp bars in. I got 2 in so far. The old ones are quite shot. You can see that they've been around. So I got new ones and all the hardware. So we took the feeder house off, which wasn't too bad a job. Worst part was just the hoses and cables, but wasn't too bad. Before I hook it back up, I'm actually going to turn the shaft around. It don't look too worn, but there's a little wear there. I'm just going to switch it around and put new bearings. I'm going to put new bearings in it. Yeah, it wasn't too bad to take off. That's not bad at all. So took the light bracket off the top and added the GPS receiver and redid the light that hangs in the center. And that turned out real well because the bracket up there is not built square. But I did some measuring and some straight edging and I got it up there. Looks pretty square. Looks good. Been working on a mount for the monitor and for my iPad, and I have the mounts built, but I don't like how close they are together, so I brought the iPad and monitor, and we're gonna see how they lay out in there and if it's gonna work or if I need to move the iPad somewhere else. I had this display off and ran the cables up underneath. I got the monitor cable here and I got the antenna wire running outside the combine behind that headlight. And then I got the heating air conditioning duct out. And I got a mount here. Took the headliner out and have the mount for the monitor, and here's where the iPad is, and I just feel like they're really close, so we're gonna see if it works. So I plan on putting the monitor up high here. I don't like how bouncy that is either. That's not gonna work at all. I'm very disappointed how floppy this is. This mount I made when I put the display on. I made that mount for the iPad here. I'm almost wondering if I shouldn't mount this on the armrest and the iPad up there. Let's see how the iPad fits. This mount's a lot more sturdier. Yeah, I can see the temp gauge, but not the fuel gauge. I don't like that. I actually do like where it's sitting. I got plenty of cable here. I do like that though. Just wish it would go up a little higher, but it won't. Cab's in the way. Could mount it right over here. Have the display sit here, but I don't want it to block the window that much either. But I do like the monitor there. Just don't like how I can't see the fuel gauge. So I don't know here. We'll figure something out. Now, if I mount the iPad here, that's a whole different story. That fits nice. Smaller, it's lighter. Yeah, that would be handy. Text messages. So I do like that. Now I have my variety maps up. I don't have to mess around with the monitor. I can look at my flags. Like here's a test plot which I messed up and put on the wrong farm. So it'd be really nice to have this in here. I almost feel like I could mount that on the side over here by the window somewhere. I just don't know about, all I have are these medium length ones here, so I think if I get a longer one, well, it'll vibrate more, but it would work. Well, I'm really disappointed. None of these working. Back to the drawing board, I guess. While I let that marinate, I think we can at least go and look at the dish on top. So I want to mount the Starfire globe and get the cable laid up there. Make sure this is going to work at least. I miss not having the feeder house to walk across. There we go. She's really hanging out there. I think it's going to work. I don't have it fully cinched down yet. I want to put the feeder house on so I can tighten up my brace in front. But that's looking good. I do think it's tilted downward a little bit, maybe. Maybe. But I got a little adjustment there with my brace. Oh yeah, look at that. That'll work great. Can at least get this plugged in for now. Yeah, that actually worked pretty nice. I did a good job guessing at the length. Well, that buttoned up pretty nice actually. Now I got the cable coming out behind that light and running up on the cab. So that worked really good. Trailer cable that I'm going to run powered to into the cab for the display, phone charger, because there is no phone charger in here. I'm going to wire some in, and then also run power to a relay for these lights here, and hook the relay up to the actual combine instead of using an electrical plug as such to turn on these auxiliary lights. And that way when you just turn the combine lights on, they'll all come on. So now I got it rerouted on the side instead of underneath. I still have to do wiring, but there's a light on the back too put on there, big bar light. That way when you're unloading at night, you can see when the ass end of the combine's swinging around, and you can actually see in your mirror the wagon instead of it just being pitch black behind you. Actually, I think, you know what, I think we're going to run that there. I really do. We'll use that. I can still access the lights. I can halfway see the fuel gauge. I have to actually make an attempt to look. I can't just glance. I wish it would go up a little higher. But no matter what, it's going to block something. I made this nice little bracket. I put a lot of work into it. And unfortunately it won't work. The iPad is a lot lighter than this monitor, so maybe I can get away with it on the other side. Solve some problems I have. Torque that to proper spec here. My wrist will just click when I hit proper torque. There we go. See, just like that. I wonder if I take this side off. Put it over here. And just run a phone cable charger up underneath here. That wouldn't be so bad. Just have a cable hanging down to plug in to charge it. Same deal. Torque to the same spec. Extension here. click. There we go. Oh, not too bad. How will this work? Well, from my point of view, it ain't blocking too much of my view. I can still, this one's a reach. This one's super easy to reach. Turns out, it worked out great. I didn't waste any of my time on that bracket. Might be able to wedge something up in there too to help stabilize it if I put something in there. That ought to work. You guys get my perspective on the big cheese spot here. Yeah, I can have myself an aerial view of the field, kind of have an idea where I'm at. So a little steering thing. Nice to get a phone charger cable that I can plug in here, up underneath this headliner, and all the way down the pole. I plan on just leaving on the floor USB hookups. So I do this old measuring unit. I don't know how accurate this is, but we're gonna give her a shot. She says extra long. What's extra long? 15 foot. Don't like that's white. What other options do we have? So that now that I know these mounts will work, well, it's June 20th today. See, we got all the Rasp bars and filler plates back in the concave here. These look real nice. We're replacing the shoe augers, and we ended up torching the end of the shaft off because there's bearings in here and they won't move either. And my thinking was we'd just about cut the end off, then have hot hammers go down in here, and then we'd have another point of fire to worry about. Actually brought the water wagon, filled it up with water, and then we doused everything down. They're getting pretty shot. They'd probably make it another year, but we're here. So just torch the ends off. Got the bearings still on the end there. Get some new ones coming. Conrad's gonna clean all this up down here so we get best he can with the wire wheel. Right, Conrad? I kept track of the order of that these drive gears came off of, these bevel gears. So we know. Get the chaffer and sieves out. I'm not surprised, but that auger down there for the clean grain actually looks fantastic, and it should, because I don't know how long ago we replaced it, but we did replace it not too long ago. Take a look at the chamfer and sieves. I was surprised on how this worked out. This is the left sieve, and this is the end that goes the farthest into the combine. And it's actually real tight, nice shape. Both sides. The right and the left are in great shape, actually. Here's the right chaffer. We're actually missing one on this end, and they are pretty tough. A lot of wiggle there. This one you can probably see better. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's half worn out, half cut through. There's a bunch like that. This one's gone through. So we're gonna get two new chaffers. This one here is the left one. It's just bad shape. Its time is coming. And oddly enough, like this end, down here towards the back of the combine, they're all in good shape. So I'm just assuming as everything comes off the pre-cleaner, this has the most weight and everything's moving around, shaking. So over time, these are probably original from 1991. Yeah, two new chaffers, and the sieves look good.